welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Northview Golf and Country Club, slowly becoming my home course here in Vancouver. We're gonna walk over to the range, find Dan, and we're gonna hit my numbers.
Yeah, I'll set up the Trackman. I'll build you a new profile.
Yep.
And then we'll just list everything and record them.
Love it. I don't know, people would always tell me about getting fit and like having it like help your game and whatever, and like I feel like I truly understand it now. Like the clubs are working better for me, they are better clubs, but it's like the confidence you get, it's incredible, man. Between having new clubs, between getting fitted and then being excited about the new clubs, I gotta limit myself here. Last warm-up swing, and then we'll wait for Dan to tell us what to do. Just feels so pure hitting these things, man. Just so pure. What do you usually start with driver?
So you can start like with anything, and I just label it.
Okay.
And then we just go up the bag or down the bag. It's kind of nice that way. You can jump around too.
Yeah, I think down probably works for like power output, you think?
Sure.
Yeah.
So ideally what you want to do is get anywhere from 3 to 5 that you're happy with.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And you can use it a couple of different ways, but think about your golf, right?
Okay.
You want to know how far your clubs go when you go golfing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just unload LDs right now,
Yes.
Yeah, and then it's the same with the 7-iron.
Yeah.
So hit the shot that you're trying to hit,
Yeah.
just your shot.
Yep.
3 to 5 you're happy with.
Okay.
You'll have a best, a worst, and an average.
Love it.
And then I send you that report for all your clubs.
Love it. Okay,
Okay.
great. Unreal. We're gonna break down all the clubs. We're gonna start with the driver because that's obviously the club that I'm starting with in the gapping analysis. Now, I've said this in the fitting video, the full bag being Titleist has nothing to do with Titleist. I mean, I like the clubs, but it was just because that's what I got fit from. It was the only fitting center in the entire city that fit off grass. But that being said, I am loving all the clubs so far. So the driver I ended up going with right here, the TSR3 9-degree head. It's set to the D4 setting for those of you who are like super nerdy. And then we have the hazardous black 60 gram 6.0 shaft. So it's a stiffer, lower spinning shaft, insanely stiffer than what I had before, and it's giving me so much confidence pulling down on the ball.
Nice ball.
That thing was pretty good, I think.
So that's 3. It's up to you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Totally up to you if you want to hit more, if you think you want a better gauge.
That last one felt like as good as I can probably hit it.
Yeah, perfect.
So. Okay, next club up, ladies and gentlemen, is my 3-wood. We didn't actually have this built at the time of the gapping analysis, but I did manage to hit the exact one in the video. He just had to build one up from the fitting stuff they had there. But the 3-wood, which I now have in my possession, is the TSR2 variation in a 15-degree head set to the A1 setting. Again, with a hazardous black. This is a 70 gram 6.0 shaft. So another low spin, heavier, stiffer shaft. I love this thing. The TSR2 in the fitting, he talked a lot about how this is really versatile going off the ground and off the tee. The TSR3 is a bit easier to hit. It's a bit more just for off the tee. But I wanted this thing to be able to go at, you know, further par 3s, but sorry, further par 5s into, but also to be able to kind of take some nukes off the tee. So I'm really enjoying that club so far.
So do you want to do the same thing you did with the tee?
Yeah, off and then off the ground.
Yeah. Which one are you gonna do first?
I'll go tee first. Yeah, I just need a recalibration. Perfect.
I mean, I like that we're doing like on-course stuff, but I don't think the bump and run's the play here.
Yeah, well, you know, I wanted to try to keep
open it up. So now I know. Now I know if I was ever playing golf against you and you were struggling, I wouldn't say a word.
No.
Yeah. I would let you just be that way.
Yeah.
I want once you tease them, you wake up the beast. No point. That's that flat one again.
Yeah.
Good ball.
Hit well though.
Oh yeah. Nice.
That's as good as that gets.
Off the ground?
Yeah.
241 in the air, 267 total.
Love that I love that I'm out driving my driver by like 30 yards with a 3-wood now. That was spinny, but God, that felt nice.
Yeah. and that's kind of what I'm expecting, right?
Yeah.
Especially if the contact's there, like
Yeah, a little
the
pull
ones
fade.
on the ground are going to be potentially more spinnier because you have to make sure you get that contact.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why. That's also why when the ball's elevated, you pull them more.
Yes.
Because you can like
Yeah.
square it differently.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just a little thin and spinny.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna go just as far as your hybrid yeah.
Hybrid off the tee or hybrid off the ground?
Similar, just a little bit past both of them. There you go.
That's the problem.
Yeah, the problem is it's not your club. It's like the demo club. It's the fitter, so it's not yours yet.
No.
It hasn't been brought into the fold. There you go.
That's the one.
Yeah, that was it.
That just feels like it's coming off the face, like it's mad at someone, you know?
That's response a little bit more in the 2. There you go. Like that see how it's like a little versus your 3 hybrid sound.
Yeah.
It's like 3 hybrid's a little bit thuddier.
Yeah.
That one's like ping. Good. So
What was that?
those are great.
Next up is the hybrid. Now this is something I did. I mean, I didn't have a 3-wood in my last bag, but I definitely didn't have a hybrid, and I am thoroughly enjoying this. So this is a TSR3 19 degree set to a D4 again, and once again with a hazardous black. This is an 80 gram 6.0 shaft, so basically just a hybrid version of that shaft. This thing is amazing. So the hybrids, the way he kind of broke them down for me was there's a TSR2, which is more of like a float, easy, effortless height, like land soft on greens. And then there's a TSR3, which is a bit heavier, more bricky, more like a 2-iron, you know. And I really enjoyed hitting this thing. I can do whatever I want with it. I can get super crafty. You guys saw on the fitting, I can flight it low, I can flight it high, I can draw it, I can fade it. I can do whatever I want with it. So this is like my utility iron off the tee, which I love. I can get this thing anywhere up to like 250 off the tee, which is crazy. So yeah, it's a really awesome versatile club. I'm loving it. Dude,
Is this off the ground or off the tee?
Tee.
Okay, so here's an example of this is a club that you would do both with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I label this, right? This is your 3 hybrid.
Yep.
Right? But it's with the tee.
Mm-hmm.
Hit 3 with the tee, and then
Yep.
hit 3 without. You'll
Okay.
see the change, right? This is so punished.
Yeah, dude. Like
Feels good, eh?
Yeah. It feels insane. It feels like I can do whatever I want with it every single time I hit the ball.
40.
240? That's crazy, man. That one was super well.
Then the win.
Yeah.
Because I was thin.
Yeah.
205 in the air, 230 total.
Yeah, I felt like it was just gonna run forever.
Yeah.
So
good.
which
miss.
like total, and it was still my fairway right now is like the left side of this front green
I got you.
to about the Canada flag.
Yeah.
Trying to finish it kind of just
Around
inside the Canada flag, between the red and the blue.
Just keep ripping the stock shot over and over.
That was just off the toe. Heel toe. I got too excited with how pure that first one was.
That was well hit.
Yeah.
Hit more down your target line, didn't get the fade.
Yeah.
That was well hit.
That one I think I just kind of overcompensated for the last couple bad strikes. And
So
went back
that's
to hitting the draw.
that's 229 carry, 250 total. On the thinner ones, like 190 carry,
Yep.
thin, and then if you hit it well, it's like 225 carry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So same club, but
Okay.
off the ground.
Off the ground. Okay. What would you like expect?
Less.
No, for sure, but like how much less? Like 10 yards? 20
No,
yards?
actually, you were teeing it up pretty low.
Okay.
But typically, what you're going to see is you can't necessarily hit up on it as much. You can't
Yeah.
flatten it as easy.
Yeah.
So usually you just see maybe a bit more spin.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And high launch and low spin
Yeah.
is a recipe for distance.
Yeah.
So you can do that off the tee.
Yeah.
Really easy. Off the ground, you got to make your contacts a little bit better.
Yeah.
You can still flush it the same.
Yep.
Maybe better, but typically attack angle increases when the ball's on the ground, and it creates a little bit more spin.
Gotcha.
So if these were solid, I'm not expecting 230, 250.
Right.
I'm expecting like 220, carry at the most.
Gotcha.
To around 215 to 220 carry.
Gotcha.
More stopping power.
Okay.
Okay. For example, those were the ones you were just doing, the ones you'd be hitting down a fairway.
Yes.
These
Yeah.
are the ones you're hitting into a green.
Yes.
So just think about that precision in mind.
Okay.
So there's going to be more like spin and control on the shot.
Gotcha. Yep. That makes sense.
Okay, perfect example. Okay, now see the divot?
Yeah.
Okay. Great shot.
Thanks.
Great shot. Now I'm expecting that to have more spin and less of a total. You hit that, I thought flush.
Yeah.
This could be, right?
Yeah.
219 in the air,
Yeah.
233 total.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Right?
Okay.
If I look at the spin rates between those, you'll see that that one, minus the ones you thinned,
Yeah.
but the 250 one's gonna have like 800 at least RPM less, I bet.
Got it.
Beautiful. That's so punished.
Yeah.
Great shot.
That's great. Thank you.
It's up to you if you want more.
No, that's
Yeah.
those are
Next club.
two perfect ones. Yeah.
Distance,
Yeah.
precision.
Right.
The difference being the spin rate goes up.
Right.
Right, so those are going to go a lot further.
Yeah.
They're that's almost 1,000 RPM less.
Right. 1,000 RPM less off the ground.
More off the ground.
Sorry, more. Yeah. That makes
So,
sense.
so you see what you see is a bigger carry,
Yeah.
right, and a bit more total.
Right.
And that's what we should expect.
Love that. Forearm. Yeah, it's fun how I can feel good shots, but like how you change it up just a little bit based off whether you're off the tee or off the ground. But it's interesting how it, you can still kind of produce a similar shot, just like you said, just a little bit more spin. But
It'd be trouble if you tried to hit it 240.
Yes.
And you nuke it 260 because
Yeah.
you're obviously hitting it because 260's like.
yeah. All right. Next up, the pièce de résistance, the irons. I ended up getting fit entire bag with the T100s. This is the 4-iron here, but we were gonna look at doing, or he at least thought about doing a split set initially, but the way I was able to hit these, the pureness of the strikes, the data really pushed him towards putting me in these all the way up to the 4-iron, especially with adding in that 3 hybrid. That's something I can take off the tee. That's something I can have, a bit more beefcakeness with, but the irons, keeping them here, like, the way he described it is like I can consistently hit a number with these, and if I keep them all the way up, whereas if you go to a bigger one, you're going to have a bit more of a gap, and it's just going to perform differently. These T100s, I hit amazing. I love them to death. We have them all the way down to pitching wedge. The pitching wedge is 46 degrees. Yeah, love them.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's true. There we go.
Yeah, so once you hit solid.
Love that. That's just crazy, man. Like I could not do that with a 4-iron before. Like I just couldn't. I don't know why. I just couldn't.
And the best part is if you get good clubs, you could flatten them out like that. Like you can hit them square.
Yeah.
And they still launch and spin high enough.
Yeah.
If that's not the case, then people start fading it and cutting it more. They play more like finesse because they're trying to keep the ball in the air.
The only thing I could do with my last 4-iron was hit the biggest roping 40,000 feet in the air fade, but it went nowhere. But it's the only way I could get it up and stop.
Exactly. And that's that picky fadier one.
Yep.
Right? That's gonna have a bit more spin, be slightly shorter.
Yeah. Okay.
But not by much.
And the spin rate on your first one was 4,200 RPM, which is, pretty good.
Yeah.
That one was 63.
Gotcha.
So a lot more spin.
Gotcha.
So if you just learn how to line up and flatten that out a lot more,
yeah,
right?
like that.
That's I like that fade better.
Yeah.
That being said though, but it is golf.
That was just me honestly, dude, a lot of the time if just give me one, you said that, flatten out it, oh okay, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I can do whatever I want, I just have to think about it.
Yeah.
And if I'm not thinking about something specific, then I tend to just not hit as good of shots,
Yeah.
But that's the difference, discipline and practice. Like it's really easy to be on a course, you see the green, you see what you're trying to do, so that little cut in there might be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
5-iron.
Yep. Yeah, the confidence to release a long iron now is so much higher. I didn't even know what that meant until Dan taught me last time, but literally being able to just let the club through the ball and not hold. I was holding off so much, and I think that's why my face was so open with my last 4-iron, and I was getting those crazy splices. So
Flush.
yeah.
When you hit those ones, your face and your path is equal. There's a very small difference. You get minimal curve.
Okay.
Right? Now, on the course, that'd be a bit of a pull for you.
Yep.
and then the ones that fade back with more spin, just the face is more right.
Right.
So if you could learn to hit that more,
right,
and like align yourself up more,
yep,
you could hit that shot a lot.
Yeah.
A little bit nicer.
Yep.
Right. So the face and path. So you just have to that face to path information.
Yep.
You know, at your target.
Yeah. I'm learning, and it's still taking time.
I just forget that even like you're new.
Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's like it's taking time in my brain to recalibrate, because like I said, like with my old clubs, every single time I go to hit the ball, I would go face to where I want it to finish, and then start with what felt like a more open stance and kind of hit across it to get that height.
Perfect.
Whereas now though, it's like I can, like those ones I'm flushing, you're reminding me of, it's like all I have to do, like I can do that on demand. It's just like, okay, I'm just gonna set up more square, and I'm gonna feel like I'm coming just through the inside.
Flush. Yeah, let's go, baby. Yeah, more on command.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Whereas before, like, yeah, I don't know, I feel like if I tried to do that, it just didn't give me the same result. So
yeah, it's just, as long as you know, because they feel different off your hands, right?
Yeah.
As long as you know which one's coming out of the bat and how far it goes, you can play golf. That sounded munchy.
Yeah, that was really good. That was perfect.
Good.
Turn.
Right, just imagine we keep going. Mm-hmm. Bunch of different colors.
Yep.
Just keep going all the way down there.
Gotcha. Go.
Easy game.
Yep.
Those might be identical. Let's see. Did they feel good?
They felt the same, yeah, for sure.
We'll see it there. Identical.
Yeah.
You see my cousin Birdie?
Yeah.
But literally, those balls are sitting on top of each other.
Let's go 3 for 3. That's what I'm saying. Like, in a perfect world, I'm hitting a straight ball with like a baby cut, which this is.
Bit of fade, get paid.
That one's gonna be a little left.
That one's gonna be a little squared up, face to path, a little bit more square. And that's your wedge, and that's what you play with.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Nice.
7 iron.
Yeah, like I think it's just retraining my brain every time to go to that alignment, because for so long I felt like I couldn't. But now it's like, again, in a perfect world, I just want to hit the ball straight, you know, with like maybe like a couple yards of cut. But
that'd be perfect.
I don't like having to set up aiming on the, and I never do, but I don't like having to set up like left edge of the green, cut it back to the pin.
Yeah, if you do it, if you exaggerate that pattern, right? Yeah, then the pull becomes a bigger miss, and the overfade becomes a miss. So you just want to bring that in a bit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So you just don't aim as far.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
that unless you need to.
Yeah, I do like doing that for fun.
Yeah. It's so square.
Yeah. Coming out great.
And I do play with gears, I call it.
Okay.
Or I think it's Blackburn just made a nice quote. It's an old quote, but he's a pretty popular coach right now. But practice like a technician, like practice like real perfect, and then go play like an artist. And I loved that.
Yeah, me too. I'll hit 1 or 2 good ones, and then I just want to try to rope some after. Just for fun.
That's your scoring shot.
Yeah,
that's 100%. The one that you see the most on the course.
100%. Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So in the report, it's going to say these are all like 10 to 20 yards left. Only because I got this pointed right at the Canada flag.
Yeah, sorry, I switched my alignment when I went down.
Yeah, I could move the camera, but why? Just leave it alone.
Yeah, all I'm looking for is like distance, really.
So. Good job. 8.
Slight pull, but pretty good.
Pretty solid.
Yep.
That's a good one. That was a good one. That first one was just too weird, too low, too pulley.
Yeah, no worries.
For it to
average out properly.
For stock.
Yep.
9 iron?
9 iron. Yes, sir.
Nice ball.
That was a good one. Yep.
Yeah, that was
9's probably my most like wide-ranging club.
48 carry, 155 total.
Yeah. So okay, perfect.
And the other, the best wind to practice with, in my opinion, is into.
Okay.
Because downwind, you know, you want to hoist it high, and you know, if it gets too crossy, then you try to, for me, I try to hold against the wind. I don't like to see a lot of curve.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if the wind's howling this way, I hit more fades. If
Yes.
if the wind's howling this way, I kind of hit more draw. So I don't like to see a lot of curve.
Gotcha.
If it's downwind, I try to like hoist it.
Yeah.
So the best wind is when it's right into you, I find.
I hear it.
Nice. I should say the best wind for practice.
Yeah. Fair.
Downwind, you know, you got to just imagine the wind's pushing the ball, right?
Yeah.
So there's less curve. That was the other reason why when you went to curve it pretty big, we have a bit of a tailwind. They don't curve that much.
Right.
So, especially if I'm playing, you know, tactics wise, if I am going to shape a little bit, or if I'm worried about a shape, if I'm downwind, I know it's not going to curve that much.
Right.
So I can just unload.
Right.
If I'm into the wind, it's going to exaggerate whatever curve. So I got to pay
Yes.
attention and learn how to either take the curve off or just hit I call them big boy shots.
That's a good thing. Those are things that I feel like I need to learn and that I don't know, is like, yeah, like how wind really affects the ball. Like I'm always guessing. And then like uphill, downhill, like all of the more like ball above your feet, ball below your feet. Like I know the standard stuff, like ball above your feet, okay, it should move a little left, but it's like, but like how much, and how much am I fighting the slope, and like all of these kind of things, you know?
You nailed it right there with how much you're going to fight it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you can, you know, yeah, it is. It's a history game. Like you go on a slope, you hit some shots, you see what it does. Like, oh, that's what it does. You know.
Do you do like playing lessons?
Yeah.
All right, maybe that's the next video.
Yeah.
Is we do like a,
little
because like
courser.
I'm not. I don't know why, but like I kind of just like, I've always said to people, like part of the reason I love golf so much is like when I played rugby, I was a kicker, and I was always just loving the like late night on the field by myself, kicking goals, figuring it out. And the thing I love about golf is like, I know my swing is nowhere near perfect, but like I like when I have something wrong with it, just working on it till I feel like I figured it out. So it's like, it's not that I'm unwilling to accept help, but it's like with the actual mechanics, I just enjoy the process so much, and it's like my love for the game that I don't want to like take that away. But I think it'd be really beneficial on a decision-making standpoint, because that's something I just, like I feel like if I had someone like you on a course making every decision for me, I could shoot like a couple off at my score.
A good caddy saves shots. That's the reason why they get paid quite a bit, right? Your technique is pretty good, I think. You're hitting reliable shots, right? The short game looked finessey. Yeah, it comes down to tactics, and that's when golf becomes fun, when it becomes more decision making.
Exactly.
You'd have to really get the benefit, I'd have to watch you play a little bit to know what you like to do. Because if I just stand there and put my shot on you, like, hey man, I want to see like a 5-yard drive, like, buddy, I'm seeing a little cut here. And it gets a little tough.
Right.
So hit the shots that you know you can hit. And then it's about picking a good target and hitting a good shot. So you know what, why not, right? But we can talk about it. So let's say I was playing, right? And they always talk about not aiming at the flags. You always aim at like the biggest part of the green. The best information out there right now is like decade golf. So statistics, like scoring, it's really good. But so you'd aim and you pick clubs that give you like the biggest room for error, like the fattest amount of green you could hit kind of thing. But notice how you fade some, and sometimes you pull it, whatever. So let's say, you're trying to hit them straight. Okay. So the flag's on the right, you know, and you know you kind of fade it. You could, at any point, try to hit it stiff. Like you could take the sucker pin on and you can try to hit it stiff. But ideally, if you want to play consistent over like long term, you pick that really safe target that's like, say, to the left of the flag, and you aim at that, whatever it is, like 12 yards, 10 yards left of it, whatever it is. And if you hit a good shot, like the perfect shot, it goes at that target. If you miss it, that's the miss that gets all close, and when cheers, you tap it. But like, if you can get to a spot where if you hit quality shots, you just have like 15 feet all day, that's golf. And then you miss it close. Because if you aim at the flag and you miss it, then you miss it in the water.
I feel like for me, I usually try to aim like 5 to 10 yards left of the flag. And then, as long as there's not like, you know, it's not on the left edge of the green.
And that's where they get into the decade golf.
And then just let it fall. Yeah.
So I've played like really good golf in like rounds where I'm hitting it exactly the way I want. I shot like 12 to 20 feet almost all day unless I have a wedge in my hand. And that's me playing like good golf. Right. And then there's sometimes where I scruff it tight, like a little thin heel that just gets super tight. And it was great shot. I was like, I missed it, but I missed it. Missed it snug.
Pitching wedge?
Pitching wedge. Nice. That's my preferred flight.
Yeah.
To my eye.
Yeah. Okay. Me too, kind of. Like a high slight cut.
By slight cut, you mean like falling a couple of yards left, like a draw?
Oh, okay.
Did that go left?
I don't know.
That went left, yeah. That's why I prefer. Like
okay.
it goes up and falls like a yard left.
Like that?
Yeah. That's like, we call that golf straight.
Okay. Problem is, now you say that, now all my brain can think about is a draw.
Yeah, I put a little bit.
That's too much thinking.
And that's some influence right there too. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Too many cooks in the kitchen, too many voices. Your game's good.
Appreciate it.
These are perfect. Awesome. All right.
Yeah, that's about as good as that goes.
That's the game right there.
And finally, now I didn't have these at the time of recording as well, so we're not going to put these in. I hit my normal wedges for the gapping session there, but we're gonna just kind of talk about them right now, and that is my wedges. This is probably the part of the bag that I don't know, I don't want to say I'm most excited about, because I'm excited about all of it, but I think is like one of the things in fitting that really is going to make a huge difference in a lot of my game. So obviously with wedges you have infinite options. You can pick loss, but then you can also pick bounce, and then you can also pick grind, and so there's so many different combinations. So able to get them all tracked down in the bag right now. What we ended up going with is obviously the SM9 Vokey design. I have 58, 54, and 50. The specs on them: 58 is an 08 with an M grind, so an 08 bounce with an M grind. Basically it's just going to allow me to really kind of open up the face around the greens, have a little less bounce, so I can really kind of get crafty with it, but I still have, you know, really good confidence with this thing on fuller shots. Going to the 58, it was sticking with standard gapping. I have a 46-degree pitching wedge, so keeping that 4-degree gapping. That's the other thing with the T100s, is they're one of the last irons out there that have traditional lofts. They're not strong lofted, which a lot of clubs are nowadays. So having this kind of 4-degree gap in between my wedges coming down from pitching just makes a lot of sense. And I actually wanted a 58. I didn't love taking full swings with the 60, so the extra 2 degrees, or 2 degrees less, it just gives me a bit more confidence on those fuller swings. We have the 54 degree, which is a 10S bounce, and then we have the 50 degree, which is a 12F bounce. They're incredible. The next video I post, you're gonna see me, or at least the next, like this kind of video I post, unless there's some breaking news, you're gonna see me playing with these things. I've played around with them a little bit, but we're gonna get out for our first 18-hole round on camera with these bad boys soon. I think they're doing big things, man. The confidence I have with the clubs, but also just the playability, the workability, like realizing how much my last driver was getting stuck behind me because the shaft wasn't fit and the head was the wrong degree. Like we went a whole 1.5 degree lower loft. We have a shaft that's like so much stiffer. Like it just, take that and multiply it across my entire bag now, and it's really, really cool. So,
looking at things like club head speed, so that's the first consistency, right? So one at 86 miles per hour, and the other one is 88.9, so that's not bad, but still, like, the tighter these relationships get, like that average or that standard deviation, like that's consistency. Attack angle, there's only one you hit a little thin, right? And so that affected the ball speed. So 116 ball speed versus 113 ball speed. Cool. That's, you know, that's the difference between like hitting it the same distance all the time. So the difference between like a 155 and a 144. That 144 is thin.
Right. Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it, bro. Okay.
Just getting me to look up.
Kyle just almost died walking down the stairs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it. Another video today with some golf. I hope you guys are enjoying. It was really cool to get all that data in. And yeah, I feel confident going out and being able to attack courses now, actually knowing the numbers and not just, you know, guessing on everything. So anyways, hope you guys did enjoy. So much exciting stuff to come. By the time this one comes out, we're like a week away from headed down to Dallas and doing some really cool stuff down there. So hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one.